Good evening, welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Well, what another fantastic weekend that was. Another 5 goals and a bonus, so we're top of the table now, going into the international break. Just what we wanted. And, well, where do we go? I mean, we've got a team in the background waiting to come on, but we've got so much to talk to. Vicky's going to join us as well. And we've got a special guest, Terry Hewins, is going to come on. He's on as well. He's going to talk about the Sky Blues, and he's passionate about the sport. Let's bring them in straight away because we've got loads to talk about. Loads of comments coming in already. Let's bring in Miles. Good evening, Miles.
Good evening, Kenneth.
We're
top of the league. Yes, I can get excited now. I'm getting excited. I don't care. I'm going to soak all this up.
Yeah, I haven't been well all week, but it certainly cheered me up a little bit Saturday, and it was great to see you go out. I was with you on Saturday, and we enjoyed a great day, didn't we?
Brilliant.
And who would expect 5 goals? But there we are. We did. Now, Vicky will be joining us very shortly. But now, I don't know if you can recognise this guy here. We're going to bring him in now. Claudio. He's very smartly dressed.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV Newsbeat.
I didn't know there was any court cases on a Sunday, but where have you been?
I've been nowhere. I thought, if you're top of the league, you got to dress up important, Ken. You got to look the part. I'm looking the part because we're top of the league.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
It's better than that. It's better than that T-shirt he was wearing the other day.
I must admit, you have upgraded. You have upgraded. Yeah.
Well, that's it. You're top of the league. You got to look the part, and we are certainly looking the part at the minute.
Well, we are. Yes. Well, we'll come to that. We'll come to what you thought before the match in a minute. Terry. Good evening, Terry. Good evening, Terry Hewins.
Evening,
How are
guys.
you, mate?
Yeah. What a week it's been, eh?
Fantastic. Yeah. Did you go yesterday? Did you have the pleasure of going?
Yeah, I was down there yesterday. Yeah, me and my dad were down. It was great.
Yeah, fantastic. And another 5 goals. Well, we're going to talk about them all in a minute. Vicky hopefully will be joining us at some stage. And she's just getting her stuff together, I believe. But she'll be joining us hopefully. So we're going to start. We've got loads of comments coming in. So we're going to start. We're going to get on with it. Top of the league, obviously, another 5 goals. I'm losing count here. A goal difference of plus 20, believe it or not. Yes, plus 20. All sorts of records been broken. We're going to go with Claudio in a bit. He's going to tell us a bit of stats because all sorts of records been broken with Sky Blues. I'll keep up to date with that as well because Stato Man's not here. He's off. I think he's gone to Japan, hasn't he, Milesy? Is he gone?
Yeah, he's in Japan. Yeah, he's in Japan.
So let's start with you then, Miles. I had the pleasure of spending the day with you yesterday. It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great actually, mate. Brilliant to spend some time with you because we haven't spent a bit of time together for ages at a game, so it was great to see you and what a way to do it. You know, to start off the day. It was awful weather when we got there, and I kept ringing you. You were a nightmare. You weren't picking up your bloody phone. I thought I'm not hanging around out here, so I went in the ground, had your ticket in my pocket. I thought I'm going in.
Yeah, I did apologize. My phone was on silent. Yes.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine. But yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Do you know what though? I watched. I put it on again this morning, and you know when you're there, you're at the game, and the game starts. All the anticipation about the start of the game. You know, is this going to be a banana skin? Are we going to get 3 points here or anything else? I couldn't believe how long it was. Literally 2 minutes before we scored. But when you're there, doesn't it seem longer?
Oh,
I know it seemed longer than 2 minutes when we scored, didn't it? It really did.
Definitely. Without a doubt.
Yeah. But you could see how we were going to start off. You know, we had virtually every player was lined up on the right-hand side of the pitch, on the halfway line. You knew from kickoff we were going to go long straight away, and we were going to put the high press on, and we were just going to go for it. And they did, and it was a brilliant first half and a great start to the game, scoring within those 2 minutes. Someone's put on Facebook and that today that Thomas Asante didn't get a touch, but he did get a touch, I think, on that first one.
I think
definitely. But we certainly had an intent of going there and coming away with all 3 points. And in that first half performance, after we scored, I thought Sheffield Wednesday started to come into the game a little bit. They were getting hold of the ball. We were giving the ball away quite loosely and quite easy. Barry Bannon, he was picking it up, controlling their pace of the game, how they wanted to play. And I think if they had a better finisher, maybe, they might have sneaked a goal in that first 10 minutes. But we sort of, after that, and after the protest, which we'll talk about their situation a little bit later on, and after that, really, I think Frank Lampard sort of sorted them all out, and we got a foothold in the game again. And it was just really, really commanding performance yet again, 9 games in, and I can't see, that anyone's going to beat us at the moment, the way we're playing, especially when we set up in the first half. I think we looked very commanding. I thought we looked like we were going to control it all the way through the game, to be fair.
And just before, obviously, Josh Eccles pulled out, didn't he? We didn't know that, obviously, until he was due to play, and then he pulled out just before kickoff, I believe. So, but the lads that came in, Jamie Allen, etc., they did really well, didn't they? I thought they took their space and took their shirt, and then it's great for Jamie Allen. Pleased for Jamie Allen, because he gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of stick on here sometimes as well. But every time he's been called upon to come in and do a job, I think he's done it fantastic. And again, yesterday, I thought he was brilliant. I really did. I thought he was really good, considering he doesn't get a lot of starts. He doesn't start a lot of games, but when he's called upon, he doesn't let the team down. And, we were back with that, our best player as well, allegedly Madoni as well. So we're playing as if we're not missing him, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to fit in at the moment, the way we're playing. But one of the frustrating things is in that first half for me as well was there is a little bit of criticism in there, because you always got to find something to moan about. I'm not moaning about it; it's just a little bit of a criticism. EMC really frustrates me sometimes, because he gets into some great positions on the edge of the box, and you think, just have a go. Thomas Asante's second goal, he cut across the box, found a bit of space. He's had a go, and it's gone into the bottom corner. EMC got into those positions quite a bit yesterday afternoon in the first half and the second half, and he doesn't have a go. He's looking for a pass.
Yeah, that's right.
Just have a shot, mate. Have a shot, because if you all you got to do is hit it, and you might go in off a deflection or anything. Yeah.
If you don't shoot, the old saying, the old cliche, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And he didn't do enough for that.
Yeah.
And I don't think, to be honest, he didn't look fully fit. He wasn't quite at it. I mean, he added a little bit for us, obviously, but he came off eventually. But it might take. He has been out for a few games, so it might take him a few games to get fully fit again. But we know he can do it. We know he can. He's a real handful, isn't he, in this league? So, but we need a fully fit Methven Club, really, not half fit. So hopefully he'll come good. But yeah, Claudio, a very good evening to you. And
good evening.
How did you see that first half? Because tell me, just before kickoff, you put on our group. What did you put on, Miles?
Oh yeah, hold on a minute. Let me find it. Oh
this
was Claudio.
This is what Claudio's view.
I saw it. I heard about this on yesterday's show. Yeah.
He put this look. That was Claudio's comment just before kickoff.
Just before kickoff, just to get us all in a great mood, Yeah. We looked at it. Thought, oh, great! Thanks for your.
Well, we've realised now we need to be negative just before kickoff. The goals start tumbling in, don't they? It's ridiculous.
Well, that was like it was just like the Birmingham game when you said you would be amazed if we get anything out of this game.
I know. I want to keep doing it every game now. I don't care. I don't care. Any Cov fan looking at that team lineup would have thought, "Hey, where's the creativity coming from?" It's like we're getting another player dropping out every game. It's like ridiculous. But whoever comes in just seems to be doing a job. It's fantastic, really. And the start of the game, a bit like Miles says, you think, hey, we're going for it straight away. And it was a wonderful start. And there's players who are stepping in now who are doing a job. Jamie Allen, I thought was really good yesterday. Really good. He covered everywhere. He did what he had to do. And I mean, at one stage, it felt like we got the Carabao Cup team out again. We're still scoring goals, and the main players have gone off, and that's in 3 games now. We're still scoring goals.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff. And you're right about the 10-minute lull, because I mentioned it yesterday in the show, saying that when that protest happened, it did us a favour, because I was a bit disappointed after we scored the first goal, because nothing happened for 10 minutes. We were like, we gave them the ball. And then I think Frank alluded to it in his interview, saying it's the best thing that happened was to have that break, just to get everyone back together again.
Yeah.
I can't see us losing to anybody at the minute. That's the first time I felt like that ever. I looked at the set of fixtures. I mean, we said the other week we're going to win our next 3 matches, didn't we? We all went, I think we'll get 3 wins. I look at the fixtures coming up now and I'm thinking, who's going to beat us? I know who. Wrexham, when I go there on that Friday night.
Well, yeah, you're going. That's bad news, isn't it?
Yes. But I can't see any. When you look at the other fixtures, and I mean, it's funny because I didn't notice the Millwall score till later on last night, and I messaged you guys going, I'm thinking, they've lost 3-0. They've won 3-0 against the Baggies. Where's that come from? QPR have won 4 out of 5 since we hammered them. So all these teams we've beaten are beating other teams. So I don't agree with some people saying, when they say it's a poor league, isn't it? And all this, what a load of nonsense. We are just out of the last 9 games, we are the best team by miles at the minute. Absolute miles. And that's just how it is. I mean, what we're going to be like 9 games later, I don't know. But currently, we are the best team. We're on the top of the league. The stats are just off the scale. I can't think of many games where, like yesterday and Wednesday, where we've had the least amount of possession, yet the XG is through the roof.
Yeah.
Basically, every time we go forward, we look like we're going to score.
I was about to say, we look so dangerous when we go forward.
Yeah. I mean, we could have had, never mind 27 goals, we could have had 45 goals already this season, the amount of chances we've created.
I mean, we played that game, and there's 2 0-0 draws in there, believe it or not.
Exactly. I mean, I've been watching us since 1970, 71, and Jim Brown's since the early 60s, and we're talking about this, that apart from the mid to late 30s, where we were scoring 100 goals a game, which none of us were around to ever see that, we've both lived through anything that's been good about Coventry City, really. For years, nothing happened until the 60s. We had the period where we got promoted. The late 70s was great for entertainment. Obviously, FA Cup and all that. A little spell when the Premier League started, but not much really when we were called the entertainers. And now, basically, the last 5 or 6 years, we might as well enjoy it while we can. So I think all us Cov fans just keep shouting it out loud. We're top of the league, and that's it. I think we just should really enjoy it. And I'm not interested in people saying, it's all about the next game. We could get injuries, whatever. We're top of the league at the minute. Just enjoy it for what it is.
Were you concerned when me and Mars were looking, we were like, no, it was going to be 10 minutes, and we kept looking around the ground. All the security was like there on 10 minutes, wasn't it, with the protest? We knew it was going to happen, but it sort of happened very slowly, didn't it? One player, one fan came on, then another fan came on. It was a very sort of low profile protest, but they got their message across, didn't they?
You know what? Sheffield Wednesday fans, they look like they're battered and beaten, don't they? I think that's why it was a very sort of subdued protest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe how empty the ground was when you saw it on the telly. No. That's the first time I've seen Hillsborough like that for years when we've been up there. The stands were just bare, weren't they, all round? It was really, really poor. So
and we did applaud them. We know we've been there, we've been through it all, we know what it's like, and all we could do is clap them. Really, the fans came on the pitch, they did what they had to do, and luckily it didn't go on too long. It was only a short spell they were on the pitch, and then they went off. So
the sad thing is, Ken, the guys who've gone on, the ones they've managed to get hold of, they'll probably get a banning order, and that guy's still in charge. It actually does nothing. It does nothing really. We know because of Sisu, all the protests we did, it did nothing. In the end, they sold when they felt the time was right to sell. But I would say, defending Sisu, they always paid everybody that needed to be paid: players, staff, catering staff, program seller, everybody got paid.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And that's the key. Whereas this lot here, he's paying nobody.
No.
And if you're one of those who got the free drinks in the bar, let us know. Apparently, the people serving were giving out free drinks because couldn't be bothered to take the cash, which is a sad state of affairs, isn't it?
It is. Unfortunately, me and Miles missed out on the free drinks. So.
what a wonderful day. I mean, and you know what's really funny? When Sakamoto scored, I jumped up as if it was 1-0. I just can't. I was dancing around the living room. I can't believe what's happening at the minute. It is bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers.
I didn't cheer when he scored. I was like,
no, you swore. You just. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And and for all the fans who go home and away, the diehards, especially some of the away diehard fans, and we know quite a few of them. Fair play to them. They're getting everything they deserve.
Yeah, there they are. And
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Love it.
Support again was brilliant. Top and bottom there. It was brilliant, and it's just. And we had a little surprise right at the end, but when they played our song, didn't they, Miles?
They did, yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. But it was really nice. It was really nice. It was really nice for that to happen. Anyway, Terry, good evening, mate. How are you?
Evening, yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, after a thrilling week.
Yes. What a time to come on as well when we're flying high. I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself then. And you're a Skybury fan. You've got season ticket. I know you help us out a little bit on the old YouTube stuff. Tell us about what you do and I know how did you come to support Coventry City, etc.
Yeah, so Dad's been a Coventry City fan since he was a kid. Obviously drilled that into me the minute I was probably out of the womb, I'd assume. So yeah, I had a few trips of Highfield Road. I don't quite remember them. It does feel like a lifetime ago. I think we fizzled out going to games. But recently he moved over to Hinckley, so he's a bit further away from me now in Bedworth. So we kind of said a couple of years ago, let's get a season ticket and have a thing that we can do most weeks and make sure we see each other. So last season was just me and him. I've now roped also my father-in-law, brother-in-law, and a mate. So there's 5 of us now that go to all the home games, which is nice and it's great. It's a great day out, especially at the moment. So yeah, really happy.
Yeah. What do you do? What's your work? What do you do for a living then? What's your full-time job? Is that?
So I work as a social media manager for a leisure operator. So all things fitness, well-being, swimming lessons, all that kind of stuff. I work from their head office, so I oversee what's called their brand pages. So I oversee the more corporate side, but I also deliver training out to the centres and the staff that are out there doing it on a day-to-day basis. So your lifeguards, your swim managers, your duty managers, all them sort of stuff. So yeah, quite full on, but it's good.
There you go. That's your company. Yeah.
So that's the thing that me and my missus do. So we're trying to grow our own like marketing agency basically now. So yeah, we mainly want to help out small businesses in the local area. We're not looking to work with big corporate businesses or anything like that. So yeah, I want people to thrive in the local area. So if you need help with anything on the screen, give us a shout and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Nice little plug for your business. But
appreciate that.
Tell us about the game then yesterday. What was your thoughts on the goals galore game, which I described as it's fantastic, wasn't it? From start to finish, it's probably one of the best atmospheres as well this season we've been in as well. I thought it was a great team performance all round.
Definitely. I mean, even pre-kickoff, I was watching the lads warm up and they're obviously going to the training goal and start practicing the shoes in. And I don't know who's polishing these lads' boots, but everything they were doing was going in the top bins, bottom corners. The poor keeper, bless him, I think they had the young lad in that's obviously the third keeper, and he couldn't do anything. And they're only warming up. And I'm like, I hope you're not wasting it all now, lads, and you're not going to do it in the game. And clearly they can go and take that and put it into practice as well. So, yeah, honestly, couldn't believe it. And then I said to my dad before the game started, I feel like with Cov at the moment, if they can score in that first 10 minutes, they run away with it because especially if we've got teams that are going for the low block and, it opens them up straight away. And to be honest, credit to Sheffield, they didn't play a boring low block game. They're playing like they've got nothing to lose, which I completely understand. But, for the teams that are kind of higher up the league, apart from obviously the Norwich game, which was a ball fest of how they played, they're mostly going to be a lot more open, which I think we've found a way now to deal with whatever kind of opposition comes at us. We weren't. We've kind of moved away a lot from last season. Obviously, it was so much of the, get it out wide, cross it into the box, and we were seeing, almost 100 crosses a game basically. But now, I don't know what Lampard's obviously done with the tactics, but he's finding more ways for them to play the balls through the middle, even without the likes of Torp and Radoni on the pitch. They're threading the balls through. They're finding the gaps to get through to. I mean, that ball that Grimesy played through to Hadji and then somehow just couldn't get his foot around it and it trickled past the post.
Yeah,
we weren't doing much of that last season at all. So it was amazing, honestly.
Yeah, he should have scored. I mean, we talk about the goals we scored, but I mean, we did miss a few as well. We had a few great chances. Could have scored a few more.
Definitely.
What was your pick of the goals then in that second half?
For me, I think you could see what it meant to him as well. Sakamoto's goal.
Yeah,
he almost kind of he wanted to get out of that rut of not really scoring at the moment, or he didn't score too much last season either. I think it's probably maybe a tactical thing, but he doesn't shoot as often as I'd like to see him shooting. Yeah. Cutting in on that left and going for the top corner or whatever it might be. But you could see it in him, like he was so happy about it. The celebration. He gave a little fist bump to himself almost after when everyone spread apart from him. And I couldn't be happier for a player that works so damn hard for our club every game, and he deserved the goal. So yeah, I'm sure Miles feels probably pretty similar.
I was happy. I thought the Ellis Sims goal was a great team goal.
Very true. Yeah, it's great. I think we're doing a lot. And you look at the likes of Leeds last season and the goals they're scoring, and it was kind of just not faffing around and just doing the basic things. And Kessler Hayden's come on twice now, and I think done this and playing those balls across the box that are just a simple tap in, and not every goal has to be extravagant, but it gets the job done. And yeah, I mean the way they are now at the moment, yeah, like Claudio was saying, I don't know who can beat us. I really don't.
And credit, as you say, credit to Sheffield Wednesday. They kept battling. They're a young side out there. They have some youngsters out there, and fair play to them. They did keep battling. It could easily have collapsed and just give up, but they didn't. They did. They had a few chances themselves in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. So they, fair play to them, and they did keep going. But I mean, to score another 5 goals away from home, and obviously the results went for us as well later on in the day with Middlesbrough losing to put us top of the league, and we stayed there going into the international break. Is brilliant, isn't it? It puts you on a high.
I was watching all the scores on the coach back. As well as then tuning into the post-match review as well. And I was constantly looking at. Shame, obviously, that Leicester managed to win. I thought it was going to be a draw there in the end. But yeah, again, it's just showing that apart from us, anyone can win against anyone. Apart from us, we'll just come and do our thing. But yeah, great to see. Obviously, Middlesbrough finally dropping some points.
Yeah, just scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, I think the thing for me, Terry, and all of you, I think the thing for me is that when we go 1-0 up. And we're going for the jugular again. We're going for another one, and then we're going for another one. There's none of that. There's none of that sitting back this year. Where under Mark Robbins, when we come into the Championship, we'd take a 1-0 lead, or we'd try and get through to half time 0-0, come out second half, nick a goal, and sit back and try and absorb all the absorb all the pressure. This year, we're sort of we're continuing with the high press. We're continuing with pressing forward. As soon as we lose the ball, there's 2 players trying to get the ball back. There was, EMC yesterday. There was, he lost the ball. All of a sudden, he gets it straight back, and we go up the other end. And it's that mentality that Frank Lampard and the team have really sort of got drilled into these players this season. That you can't be afraid. You go out there. You're good enough. You're going to do this. And he's just driving all that winning mentality into these players. And I think we've said it on here, and I think he said it on his chats, that he goes, that you can't just settle for where you are. If you want to play top flight football and you want to improve your career and get yourself further in your career and play for the top teams or wherever or your international team, you've got to perform at the highest level. And I think what's going to come across is this next 2 weeks, okay, he's going to give them a bit of rest, but they're also going to be in training. Mark Robbins would say now, right, go away for 4 days or go away for 5 days and then come back. I think with Frank, he's going to have them in, do light training, give them rest, but also, you know, the players that haven't got the time in, he's going to get them training, give the players that have played a lot of minutes over the last 7 days or last month a little bit more time, but he'll have them training. And that's the difference. The whole attitude, the whole philosophy of the club has changed, I think. And I think, you know, we said this when they've come out and said you can't meet the players before the game because they're concentrating. And I think you can see this now. You can see what the club are trying to do, and you can see how it's working. And I'm starting to understand it all, you know, about not talking to the players before the game or having a picture taken before the game. They're focused, they're concentrating. You look at Frank in his interview on Friday morning when you watched his interview. I think he was on for about 2 minutes, weren't he? I think Lorna Bailey asked him about 2 or 3 questions. That was it. He was off. He was going. I'm not answering any more questions. He was gone. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And I think that's what's happening at this club now. It is the mentality is, this is what we're going to do. We don't want playoffs. That's what they're saying. They don't want playoffs. We want automatic. We are in I know it's only 9 games, and we've got one more game where everyone says, let's see where we are after 10. But I'm not being funny. The 10th game is against a team who's down the bottom of the table. And last season, we were playing teams at the bottom of the table. We weren't picking up points. We were losing to these teams. We've gone to Sheffield Wednesday, who should have beat Birmingham. We knew it was going to be a tough game, but we blew them away. And I think something special is happening again. And that's all down to how things have to change. And I know we don't like change because the club that we've become with the fans and everything else. But if we've got to say, right, okay, we can't see the players before kick-off, and this is the way club are going, and you want to see us top of the league, I'll take that all day long. I don't know about you lot, but I'd definitely take that all day long. Because
the thing with seeing the players before the game, I walk past there, and a lot of the time it's the same people queuing up every week. I think they're just trying to kill time. How many times do you want to photograph with the same players? You know, just leave them be. I know it's great to see the heroes, but this is a modern thing. This is definitely a modern thing. Back in the day when we were younger, you just used to get to the ground. I wasn't bothered about meeting the players before the game. You know, just they're running it more professional. And you're right, Miles. Yeah. They used to go on 4-day benders when Mark Robbins was in charge. We know what they used to be like. You know, it was ridiculous. And you know, that can't help. They're meant to be professional footballers. Every little helps, doesn't it? So I think you're right. I mean, obviously I've got no small kids who want autographs and stuff like that, but you know, there's a time and place, and before kickoff, before the game starts, isn't the right time. I don't think. You know, it's just let them get on with the game, basically. But the professionalism is up there. We've got our training facilities now, which is up there with Premier League clubs apparently, inside and outside. He's trying to get a professional working mentality behind the scenes with the coaching staff. We've got 2 brilliant coaches. We said this. We had an upgrade. We mentioned that as soon as they came in. And Frank Lampard, I know people weren't sure about him, but you know, this is a top guy. He knows what he wants, and obviously the players have responded to him, which is the main thing. Players who we thought were dead and buried 18 months ago, you know, have shown us what they could do. Jay De Silva, he looks like Cafu, Roberto Carlos some games. What's going on there? I know he's short and all the rest of it. We've talked about it, how he can get targeted. But the last few games, I've watched him, and I've got no problems with him whatsoever. You know, and it's great. And we've got Matty Grimes as well. Matty Grimes is just a wonderful footballer. He's just that little cog, isn't he? He's the one that keeps it ticking over. And the pace of our game, it's all down to him. And he's just a superstar. Here's my only worry. If ever he gets injured, we've got a problem there, because there aren't many Matty Grimes in the league, full stop. So it don't matter who he plays for. That's hard to replace. But the professionalism is totally different now from 2 years ago. And I think we're slowly seeing it now. I mean, come May, we could end up just in the playoffs. We don't know what's going to happen. But currently, I'd be disappointed if we didn't finish top 3 minimum. You know what I mean? Basically, because of the way we're playing. In fact, top two. Why not us? Why can't it be us? It's as simple as that. It's always somebody you don't least expect. And what's good about it, you get all these fans of other clubs going, look at Coventry. They're going up, they are, the way they're playing. Because we're fans, we're a bit more objective, aren't we? We sort of, like, we'll pick on things like EMC and Hadji Wright should pass it more, and, you know, don't let Bobby Thomas pass it because he can't, and all that business. Other fans from other clubs see it and go, my God, Coventry are fantastic this season, the way they've started. So I think let's embrace it. I just think it's wonderful. And the professionalism is much, much better. Much better.
You can tell. I can tell straight away with Lampard. You can tell the changes he's made behind the scenes, the coaching staff he's brought in. It's a lot different to under Robbins, and the team have taken to that, haven't they? They're playing for you. You can tell they want to play for him, and they listen to what he says, and they take in instructions. You know, and that's the difference. I think perhaps they weren't doing that fully when AD Vivas left, and all the problems we had behind the scenes. They lost the concentration a little bit, and things went a bit wayward. But I think Frank's come in and made that much better. You know, so as you say, more professional, and definitely more entertaining. We're scoring goals for fun, aren't we? You know, we just every time we go forward, look like we're going to score. It's just mental, really. And it's as if and he's obviously he's using that long throw as well with Van Erwijk. That's causing problems. It seems to be. We didn't used to use it a lot, did we, before? And then now we're using it obviously all the time now. Every opportunity, we're getting that long throw into the box. Get the balls into the box. Let's cause a problem. Ball's got to be in the penalty area. You can't score goals if the ball's nowhere near the goal. So let's get it up there as soon as possible. And I think that's his attitude. Get it up there quick as possible.
And of course, you know, you got teams in the Premier League doing it like they've invented it.
Yeah,
it does my head in. It's like Arsenal. It's like
I noticed that.
We've been doing that for 2 seasons. Definitely this season. Go long. Just, you know, it's still football. Yeah, I want to see the ball in the opposition box. I don't want to see our 2 centre halves. As I said on Thursday, piss farting about with it. Basically, they don't need to. Give it to the players who can play football.
Yeah.
End of.
Let's get it up there as quick as possible. Now we've got loads of comments, Claudia. Do you want to get through some of them?
Yeah, Miles, you want to flash them up and I'll read them?
Okay, I'll flash them up. There you
go. Alan Eden, what a superb 8 days. Absolutely buzzing for the Coventry collective. Something special is happening this season. What a job Frank has and is doing. Absolutely top notch. Bring on Blackburn and 6-0. Gavston Legrand, bonsoir, tout le monde. Quel weekend, magnifique. PUSB.
Who's that? What language is that?
French. Gary Stones. Is there a statistical chart we're not top of? I know it's mad, isn't it? We're top of everything. Paul Hughes, evening all. We are the only unbeaten team in the whole Football League. Yes, all 92 clubs. In fact, now that Crystal Palace lost. Paul Cutsford, does it get much better than this? We are in the eye of a goal-scoring storm of the likes I've never seen in many a year. When it breaks, let's say, stay calm. But for now, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Gavston Legrand again. The old 5 revisited. Tully, evening. I just keep on pinching myself. Don't we all?
I think we all do. We all do.
Yeah. Worldwide Travel Podcast. When can we start dreaming about getting automatic promotion or even winning the bloody league? Lee Beckett, Super Sky Blues. We're on our way. He's one of our subscribers. Thank you, Lee.
Well, he's just donated an extra $9.99. Thank you very much, Lee.
Ryan Matthew J. Not only on top of the league, we are the only team undefeated in the entire 92. We still won't get a mention. Ian Courts, Invincible go marching on. Great result. The boys go marching on. Great touch from Sheffield Wednesday to play live and die at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Couldn't believe that. We were like, what? Hey, what's going on here?
West Ham League, Claudia looking dapper tonight. How was the court today? We're sitting on a Sunday.
Special Sunday session.
Yes. Match plot. I ain't gonna wear this again, it's too hot. Match plot. Evening chaps. Let's hope we can continue our form after the international break. Ashley Podmore, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that 71 points in 38 games under Frank? That's top 2 form. It's time to start believing. Jane Gallantly, we should organise a global pandemic to end the season early. Now we've hit top spot. Wayne Litwood, evening. Another great result performance. Going to be interesting how we react when we do eventually lose a game. It will show what we're made of. Eventually, maybe lose a game. I don't know. I don't think we will. Rob Murray, Jack is on a scouting mission to find another Sakamoto.
Yeah, told him to look for one.
Mark R, at the start of the season, we sort of measuring ourselves against Sheffield United. So how are we doing? We scored as many goals in the first half as Sheffield United have scored all season. Will King, what a week. Onwards, PUS Believe. I love that. So you should have it on the T-shirt. So we should get that in the club shop. As you might expect, King family incorporated 92, Yo Dad, and obviously DK very happy. I must say,
I could make one at work, couldn't I?
Could you do that? Could you get one for us all?
Hashtag
PUSB. I could make one of them at work because there's no copyright on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I also think the club needs to start. I think they need to name that bar, the Anecdote, the Jimmy Hill Bar. We should have a campaign. And also,
Bar 87.
The access road.
Oh, yeah.
Why not call that Highfield Road the access road? Because you can call it anything. It's private land. You can call it what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good idea.
Yeah. Ian Small, Claudio still gobsmacked. Frank and his team are getting wonderful improvements from some previously average players. I'm luckily getting the next 3 games in. Let me know where to meet up. V Pompey. Yes, Ken and Miles are going.
Yes, we're stopping the night. There is a comment lower down, so I'll tell you where we can all meet in a bar. It's Ken's birthday, by the way, that night. Yeah. So, yeah.
How many?
So the more the merrier.
Yeah, I'm 51, yeah.
Sorry?
51.
51? Blimey. Wayne Littlewood, can someone please tell Hadji the offside rule? If I had £1 for every time he was offside, we could all retire. Well, we had 4 offside for that goal. I can't believe the linesman missed that.
Well, yeah.
Terrible decision.
Yeah, I look back at it. We weren't sure from where we were, but it did look offside from where we were, didn't it, Miles?
And he could have let it roll in for Bobby Thomas, but strikers don't, do they? Steve Logan, Matty Grimes is the best player in the Championship. Incredible player. One of our best ever signings. Thought Wolfie looked good when he came on. Last unbeaten side in England. I can't wait to go to work tomorrow. There's Brummy fans. Wayne Ghost, hi guys, was at Hillsborough with my son. Amazing scenes at the end, singing We Live and Die in These Towns. Something very special is happening this season. I can feel it.
Let's hope so.
Sky Blue Army, all our subs have played a part. We're a team, not just a starting 11.
Here you go, Cov Andy. Here you go.
Ian Small, nearest pub to the away end at Pompey is the Shepherd's Crook.
There we go.
Oh, because
so we'll all meet there.
He's down at the woods, isn't he, Cov Andy?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is, yeah.
Fran Hunter, after last season's result, no one was more surprised than me that I was rooting for Portsmouth on Saturday. Nice one, Pompey. All is forgiven, nearly. You know, when I looked at those 2 fixtures Saturday, I did think, I'm glad we're playing Sheffield Wednesday because Pompey away would have been a tricky one. So I had a feeling Pompey would win on Saturday against Borough, or not lose, basically.
Well, it was a tricky one for us last year, wasn't it? We all went down there full of hope. And
exactly.
We owe them this year.
Mark R, since Sheffield United beat us 3-1 last March, they have won 3 league games and scored 10 goals. We have won the same number of games and scored more goals in 7 days than they have in 7 months. Amazing, isn't it? Craig Robinson from Sky Blue Fans Forum. The panel's thoughts on other teams' fans saying we haven't played any tough opponents yet. We've only played easier teams to beat.
Well, that's nonsense. We played Leicester. We played Leicester away. We got a point.
We've played everybody. We've played a whole mix of teams, haven't we?
Yeah, we haven't played all the bottom teams. We played QPR. I mean, we beat them 7-0. They're in the top 6, aren't they, QPR?
Well, they've won 4 of the last 5 since we beat them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, these are top.
Yeah, I think it's a bit hard to say. I know Birmingham went down to 10 men, but we were still looking the better team until that point. And if they're talking about the likes of Southampton and Ipswich, well, based on their current form, they're not doing very well anyway. So, who's to say that there's any team really that stick out at the moment, apart from, maybe Middlesbrough when we come to play them. Maybe that'll be a bit more of a challenge. But at the minute, there's no one that's sticking out as a team we must play to prove ourselves, if that kind of makes sense. I think we've done that enough already.
Yeah, bring them on, I say. Bring them on.
Well, I mean, we've played Leicester. We got a point away from home, which is a good point away from home. They say draw your games away, win your games at home. We played Norwich, who are normally like a bogey team to us. We got a point against them, where we should have won that about flipping 10-1. I nearly swore then. About 10-1. So it's not as if we haven't played, any tough, not easy teams. I think, Millwall away. I mean, that's normally a sticking point, isn't it? Millwall away. And when you look at their result on Saturday, when you look at their result on Saturday and we beat them Wednesday night, it shows how much of a good result that was. So that's not an easy game. So I think it's just a bit of jealousy creeping in. I think that, some of these fans are probably all Leicester fans because just mind the gap. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that's what it is. They're just feeling a bit jealous, and Sheffield United fans probably, because it couldn't happen to a nicer team really to be holding everyone up, could it? So and a nicer manager. So at the end of the day, it's I think you can only beat what's in front of you. It's like they say, when England play all these teams and get qualified top of the group all the time for the World Cup or Euros, you can only beat what's in front of you. And like Terry said earlier, didn't you, Terry? You said, there's teams not put a low block on us, is there really? And apart from Hull, I think Hull put the low block the first game of the season. So, it's we've created this ourselves. No one can say we haven't played anyone easy. We are just playing very, very well. And if it was Leeds United or whoever was in this league like last year and everything else, Sky and everyone would be raving about them. They'd be creaming in their pants, because that's what they do when they got big teams like that. Yeah, but they would do that, wouldn't they? That's what they do. They're but because we're top, people aren't giving us any credit.
We're
top of the league.
That's my problem. That's why I'm sitting uncomfortably, because I'm doing exactly that.
We're top of the league. We are top of the league. We're unbeaten. We haven't lost a game. And if no one can accept that we are the best team in this league at the moment, they need their heads looking at. Because I come home yesterday, I was buzzing, and I come in and I said to Will, we ain't even got out of second gear, I don't think.
No.
You're right.
I really don't think. I think there's more. There's more in this team.
Have we actually played our proper starting 11 yet as well? Not in many games.
No, not in many games, because we've had injuries.
Yeah. And also only one goal conceded from open play in 9 matches. That's incredible for us.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a team that could get promoted.
Oh, Benjamin, what's his name? Benjamin thingy on YouTube. I watched him today. And he was talking about this on Friday on his channel. I don't know if you've seen it, Terry and Claudio and Ken, but he spoke about on Friday, no one in this league wants to say that I'm going to win this league. He come out today and he went, I go back on what I said the other day, Coventry want to win this league.
Yeah. Well, we're sending out a message.
It looks that way.
It'll be interesting in January, whether Doug backs, which I think he will, if Frank does need any extra bodies, which I think he probably will. And I think you'll find Doug will back him.
I think you'll see some players coming back off loan. I think that's...
Well, I think he might back him if he wants another signing or whatever. I know it's difficult in January to get anybody because nobody wants to release their players, do they? But if we can bring somebody in January that maybe Frank's been after and maybe it didn't quite work before the transfer deadline, he can get him in January, then he might do that. Depending on injury, of course. Yeah.
There was a lot of fans who wanted to replace all three strikers, didn't they? And keep Bissett.
There was.
We've let Bissett go on alone. The other three strikers are scoring goals. Whatever people think of Ellis Sims, you get the ball in the box, he'll tap them in for you. That's what he does.
So pleased for him getting another one. It was a great header as well.
There's different types of strikers, and he's a different type of striker to the other ones, basically. And you have to play to his strengths, and his strength is in the box, and that's it. It's no good putting him. He can't do stuff like BTA can do further up the pitch, or even Haji Wright from out wide and cutting in and all that sort of thing. He's a different type of player, and I think it's just maybe the guys behind the scene are finding a way to get the best out of the players we've got currently after 9 games. That's how it looks to me. There's people have stepped up massively this season.
I was talking about Jamie Allen. I'm a big fan of Jamie Allen because I think I keep saying he's crazy because every time he's come on, I don't think he's let the club down. Every time he comes on, he does a great job. And again, he was superb on Saturday, I thought. And he doesn't get a lot of starts. He's probably not everybody's first choice starter, which he probably won't be when Madoni's back. He'll probably be on the bench. But when he has come on, he's done a brilliant job.
Terry looks like a Jamie Allen fan. You a Jamie Allen fan, Terry?
Well, my dad for last season kept calling him Joe Allen. I kept having to correct him. I don't know where he was pulling that one out from, but last season I wasn't the biggest fan. I felt there was a bit of a lack of the player that he has shown he has been before. However, this season, he looks like he can come on, do the job when he needs to do the job, and even coming on, obviously starting as well. Seems a lot more calm and controlled. Whereas there was a few instances last season where he was losing the ball in silly places and stuff like that. But again, I think it just comes down to the fact that Lampard's getting more out of him. I think he's telling them to faff around less. We're not playing it out from the back from goal kicks anymore. We're just going long and just getting it up the pitch, like you said. So, he looked really good yesterday. And it's a shame Eccles weren't in the squad yesterday as well, because he looked great when he came in and stepped in for Adoni. So, it goes to show that lack of depth isn't maybe as worrying as what we first thought it might have been. And obviously these injuries have just come to prove that we've got the squad there when we need them. So, they're doing a great job.
I was going to ask Terry about Frank Lampard, but was he your choice, Terry?
Out of the ones that were rumoured, based on the kind of the current situation, because obviously Lampard wasn't at a club at the time, was he?
Yeah.
And there was the chap obviously linked from, was it Wycombe Wanderers at the time? Yeah. Who I think he was top of the league. And I thought it was strange that he would leave that job anyway. But he was my number one just because he was already proving it with the team. Yes, they were in the division below. So I thought he was going to be the one that would come in. But I think when Frank came on to the rumours, and obviously his experience with Derby previously, obviously we're all well happy now, whether you liked him or not. But he's clearly shown that genius brain of his, that really high IQ that everyone talks about. He's clearly put it into practice on the pitch with the players. So
because I know there was a lot of people at the time wanting Van Nistelrooy, weren't they? And look what turned out there for Leicester.
Yeah, exactly.
And so pleased that Frank came to us, and it's just proving everybody right. So it's great. More comments, Claudio?
Yes, I'll let Miles stick them up. Oh, Cy, Sheffield Wednesday fan here. I come in peace. Just want to say thanks for the support. The Coventry fans showed us when we did our little protest. I'm doing a podcast next week, and Coventry fans will be mentioned.
Oh, that's nice.
We fully sympathise because we've been there.
I want to talk about that. I want to say something on that later, if that's all right.
Mark R. Right, BTA and Torp have scored more goals than Sheffield United have scored in total this season. And MVE has got more assists than Sheffield United have as well. Wayne Ghost, we've scored more goals in Sheffield than both Sheffield sides put together this season. To be honest, Sheffield United should be embarrassed that they actually are below Sheffield Wednesday in the current climate.
Yeah.
That is poor. Cam, missed the last 3 games while sorting out some things with my house in India. At that time, City had gone 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. You can stay there if you want, Cam. Back on Thursday, fingers crossed, winning run keeps going. Come back and go again before we play Blackburn.
I was going to say, there's no excuse, Cam. You should have flown back for all the games.
Mark Patman, we have to enjoy the ride of amazing football from our glorious team. It's our year. We are top of the league. Ryan Matthew J. Did anyone see the unseen? The first 60 seconds of Frank talking to the squad. He just gets it. He seems to know how to motivate the team and get them playing. I love him. No one can doubt Frank Lampard's will to win. As if his footballing career just shows you how much he wanted to win football matches. Simple as that. And I think it instills into our team. What Wayne goes on the bright side, you're not even the worst side in Sheffield. Never mind the league. It's true. Galano 86. We're thinking the international break now is a good or bad thing. Getting players back is great. Potentially interrupting this form would be negative. My thoughts on that, previously the last international break, we came back from it and we carried on doing what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Also, previously, we weren't in a great position at the start of the season, and we were desperate to play to try and get 3 points. I'm kind of relaxed about this one now. I don't know what you guys think, because we've got 2 or 3 players we want to get back from injury as well. So we've got 2 weeks on top of the league. We can just keep the league table.
I think it's coming at the right time for us, because we have started to pick up a few injuries, and this gives a little chance for everybody to have a little breather and get the people back, get Talk back, get Redoni back. Get Mason Clark fully fit again. They're big players, so we need them all. So I think it's come at the right time. I don't know about everybody else. Milesy, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely the right time.
Yeah. Terry, the right time.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the players have managed to put in such hard work for 3 games in a matter of days, and the silly fixture with obviously the Wednesday to the Saturday early afternoon. They've definitely earned the time off. And I think, again, with the timing of the injuries, and it sounds like Redoni might still be out even after the international break, based on what he said in his post. I don't know if it was his pre-match or post-match interview. So obviously, if we can get Talk back, we can get Eccles back on, even if he's on the bench and so on. Yeah, it couldn't come at a better time, ready for us.
Yeah,
it's completely the fallacy of players being tired as well, which we used to get told all the time. And we used to say, didn't we? You keep saying they feel tired, they'll start using that as an excuse. Oh, I'm tired. They may get injuries, you can't help that. But they don't look tired to me.
No, they're not. They're running up and down that pitch for 90 minutes straight. They're not. None of them are losing the ball because they're jogging back or looking lazy or anything. Even look at Hadji this season. You see the sort of backtracking Harry Kane does. He's turned it. He's back an hour off, and Sims. If you look back at that goal that Kessler Hayden scored, Sims came back and backtracked, and he won the ball, got it to JB Allen. He played the pass, and you don't normally see Sims coming that far back to win the ball.
No, that's right.
Yeah, they're not standing around even when we're 3 or 4 nil up. They're still going for it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, they're working as a unit.
I think when Hadji and Wright scored them 20 goals that season, it's looking very much like they could do that again this year. Maybe more.
Maybe.
Mark R, what a player Barry Bannon is. Covered every blade of grass twice. Constantly coaching, advising his teammates, and played a great game. He'd walk into 90% of any team in this league. Fair play to Barry Bannon, because he could have walked away from the club. And it must be hard. Mark Patman and the Frank Lampard, we were playing at a different level to any team out there. And like Frank said in the interview after the match, we want to improve on our last performance. That is class. Yeah, because I'm like you said, Miles, we can get better. Steve Logan, Sakamoto's pressing work rate was extraordinary yesterday. I thought man of the match. I was watching with Caroline, and she was going, it's interesting when you watch it with somebody who doesn't really watch football. And she went, that guy, Sakamoto, he's incredible. I thought, well, he is today.
He watched our show Thursday night when you lot was slagging him off.
Yeah. Needed them product, I said. We got it.
What a goal. What a goal.
Fans are not stupid. They can see when players putting a shift in, can't they? They can see when players are running back, tackling, and that's what they appreciate. Even Mason Clark when he won that, did he win that ball for Masante's goal, didn't he, on the edge of the box?
Yeah.
They had possession, they were coming out, and then he won the ball back, and then just played it into Jamie Allen, who played it to Asante, and it's a goal.
And what was good about that, Ken, was that he made a bit of a cock up. He overran it. He lost the ball. He saw what he did. He won, and he won it back. He actually wanted to win it back. Where I think maybe last season he probably wouldn't have tried so hard to win it back.
Yes.
And you can tell when the opposition player just didn't expect a leg to come round the corner and take it off him.
No.
And I've got to say, Asante's finish was special. When you see it from your end, because obviously the cameras are side on, but from looking at it head on, that's a great finish.
It was right in the corner.
He's turned into the player that me and Milesy were hoping he was going to be when we were getting all a bit excited when we signed him. Be interesting if you play that show back, how we were saying what a player we've signed here. And then he was absolutely pants for about 10 weeks, wasn't he?
Well, you described him as Bambi on ice, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. He was bloody useless. And, it's I've got to keep doing this, slagging them off, and they get better.
Now, listen, Claudio, you're going to need a swig of water for this next one because Anne Joyner's written an essay.
Oh, Anne. Good evening, Anne.
Sorry, Terry, we've blocked you.
And me. I can stick the V's up and everything here. And Joyner, watched the match at the Sky Blue Tavern. Woke up this morning and I'm feeling fine, but wondering if this week has been a dream. So many years, especially the last 20 at Highfield Road, was sold. This is the best feeling we've known in a very long time. So very proud of the boys. They never stop battling to try and score, goal hungry. Permanent smile on my face. Exactly what I said at the start of the show, man. There's been nothing like it in my lifetime. I've been going 54 years now. This is better than the cup final year. I know we won the cup final. In terms of the performances, it's incredible. The start to this season has been incredible and at a decent standard.
But do you think Cloud is the best team?
Well, sometimes it's a collective.
Yeah.
Are we the best present? Well, we are. Are we the? But as a team, it works. Yes. Miles. And sometimes it is about a collective. Not. There's Brazil. I mentioned Brazil yesterday. Brazil, wonderful footballers. They haven't really won enough World Cups for how good some of their players have been because they haven't necessarily played as a team. Yeah. I would say when Italy have won the World Cup, they not necessarily were the best team, but collectively they got it right. Maybe that's what it is. Collectively, all these guys just fit in that jigsaw puzzle. And it works. Some clubs have got some brilliant players, but it don't fit. Yeah. So I think at the minute it looks good. Sorry. Well, good luck for the rest of the season, lads and lasses, and look forward to coming to your ground this season. Football United is best thing, and thanks again for the support.
Thank you. Yeah.
Tamara Key, Sakamoto goal hasn't been talked about much, but it was fantastic. I loved it. Everybody loves a good lash of the ball, don't they? You can't beat it.
I'm going to show it in a bit.
You can't beat it. This team reminds me of the 87 teams. And Janet, I think the spirit is exactly like that. I would say definitely.
You're on about 87 because everybody fitted in then, didn't they? Perfectly.
And they weren't the best team player-wise. We had some. Well, we know because players went elsewhere and didn't do anything after they left us. Really. Henry Hill, how do you beat a team who can't stop scoring yet can't concede either? I hope it continues. And this is what we said last Thursday when we said teams will play against us now, thinking we've got to watch this lot. They keep scoring goals. We can't commit too many players forward. I think it can only work into our hands.
This is a good one.
Mark R, picking up on one of Terry's points, one of the Sheffield Wednesday's bloggers had a video from KKH's cross. There was no room for error in that cross. Otherwise, the goalie or defender would have had it. Kessler Hayden is a brilliant player. That's a hell of a signing, I think. A really good signing. Mick Kelly, best form of defence is attack. Exactly. Henry Hill, this team reminds me of Bielsa's Leeds. Yes, I suppose it is in some ways. So who holds the record for the longest undefeated start to the championship?
Do you know that?
Interesting. Didn't the record was in the season with Leicester with the amount of wins, wasn't it? They got the most wins, didn't they, from was it Ipswich from the start of the season? I know I think in the 30s, Burnley had a ridiculous amount of unbeaten games in this tier. But I know more recent history, 97, 98, Sunderland with 26 games unbeaten during the season, that is, in second tier. And they beat our record of 25, which when we got promoted in 66, 67.
Well, Ian Small reckons Reading 33. Is that what he's put on there?
It could be. Because they got 100 and something points, didn't they? But it's our best unbeaten start. Surprisingly, 2019-2020 season, we had 10. That was the COVID year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd actually forgotten about that start. It's weird, isn't it? Funny that. I don't know.
I think Terry's having a look now, I think, by the looks of him. Is that...
Yeah, it seems to be Reading, 33. And a little fun fact, Huddersfield managed to go 43 games unbeaten in League One and still didn't manage to go up that season.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of draws.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That don't happen to us.
Anthony Pettifer, I used to wait to catch a player after the game at Highfield Road for an autograph. They used to arrive on a coach, and so fans could not get close before a game. You couldn't. They used to go through the locked gates, didn't they? And all come out together. King Carlos, absolutely bonkers. Let's hope we can continue with this incredible form. Super Frank, PUSB. Rounds of possibility. Fans from other clubs only see our highlights. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what someone was on about earlier, weren't they? Saying fans don't, they're saying that we're not the best team, but they do only see the highlights.
Dark Farts, these are the same players as last season. It's like we've signed 11 new top players in the summer, and finally they're reaching their potential under Lampard. Steve Wilcox, my bro is on his way round to slap me. Still can't believe I'm not dreaming. The best thing about this team is we have superstars all over the pitch. Rushworth, Thomas, Milan, Grimes, EMC, Torp, Radoni and Hadji getting any team in this league. Big difference to 2023 when we're only a two-man team, you're right. And actually, Hadji Wright is now goals per minute much better than Victor Gyökeres. So, for those of you who think he can't score.
I've got what have I got here? So this is the top goal scorers and top assists. So Hadji Wright obviously top with 8, but Thomas Asante and Victor Torp are still in there in the top 5, which is brilliant with 5 goals. And then with the assists, you got Milan with 5, played 9, and Brandon Thomas Asante with 3, played 9 and 5 goals. So it's pretty good. It's showing that the team is sort of looking unbeatable at the moment. Really
Philly Jean scored 3 against Blues, didn't he? Or somebody? Didn't he score 3 in one game? He got a hat trick.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I can't remember who it was against.
I can't remember who it was against now. He scored 3 in one game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, that's 4 clean sheets in a row. I've got the answer here. Do you guys know which was the last keeper to keep 4 clean sheets in a row for Cov?
I saw this earlier and now I can't remember. I know it was his first 4 ever games for Cov as well, wasn't it?
That's right.
I can't remember his name now. Is it a double-barreled name?
Yeah.
Kieran Westwood?
No,
I can't remember. Is it Kieran Westwood?
Reece Charles Cook.
There we go.
Oh, Reece Charles Cook.
I saw that earlier,
Wow.
2015-16.
Wow. That's brilliant. Now, if you want to be a member of the channel, you can do. Onyx Freight has just become a new member on YouTube. So thank you very much for that, guys. If you do want to join, please do. $1.99 a month or $4.99. It all goes to help the channel. That'd be great. Thank you. Right, where are we at now? Here you go.
Phil Bevan, best start I've witnessed since my first game in 1978. Can't really believe it. Well, 19 points equals the best 9-game start ever, which is 2021-22, believe it or not, and 1937-38.
Wow.
So it's happened in recent times, but I think it's how we've done it. It's because of all the goals.
Mm.
And
It's a different league as well, isn't it? So
yeah. Steve, CCFC, even everyone. Could this be the season we break Preston's voodoo? Break
No.
another record on PUSB. I was listening to CJ Joyner on CWR, and he made me laugh on Friday because he says you can guarantee this is a season where 2-0 up at Preston with 3 minutes to go and we lose 3-2.
Oh, I seen him on Saturday. I'll tell you what, that guy must have heating in his blood. He had shorts on and a t-shirt. He honest, he was wearing shorts and t-shirt. Oh my God, it was freezing in Sheffield. Not good. Another new member tonight, Paul Hughes. Good evening, Paul. Thank you very much indeed. Brilliant stuff. There you go, Claudio.
Assassins Unite. Frank has a winning mentality, which is rubbing off on the players and squad in general. They're all contributing, I believe. Gibbo, I keep thinking the bubble is going to burst, but then has any team ever started the season like this? Since Frank Lampard has come in, we are showing promotion form. We can do it. Mark R, after Claudia's message in your group last week when Rodoni's injury was announced, has anyone worked out how we've done since? We've done all right, haven't we?
That didn't too bad.
Steve, CCFC, never looked forward so much to go to work. I work in Leicester. My God, I'm going to gloat. Matt,
Brilliant.
either of us or Middlesbrough will definitely go up this season. We both deserve to be in the big time. It could just be our year. Are we the longest run now for a team that's been relegated from the Premier League to go back up? I think we are.
We've been that for a while.
We must be near there, surely, because we seem to be here.
I know Ipswich and Forest were 20-something years. I think we are now the longest after being relegated from the Premier League not to go back up. So it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Sausage United, when's Leicester's point deduction coming? They've cheated long enough. That's the other thing as well. They could lose 6 to 12 points this season. Wayne Ghost, that's true, Miles. An hour and a half of talk sport on the way back yesterday and barely a mention of us. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's right. It's absolutely right. They won't. Definitely right.
Fair play to Radio. From Radio 5 Live, we were on the headlines with them. It says Coventry smashed 5, another 5, this time against Sheffield in the headlines.
Oh. So. Galston Legrand, weren't Middlesbrough about 12 points clear at the top a couple of seasons ago, then fell apart after Christmas? Jim Brown needs to do some research to find a better start now. Assassins Unite. Well, we're doing the history podcast on Tuesday, and we're doing all stuff about records, breaking records. So some of the stuff I've mentioned now, we'll talk about in more depth on Tuesday. Onyx Freight, agree, Asante is the man on a mission right now. Cam, can imagine Frank in the dressing room after saying you were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the thing we're not doing is because some teams, we've said this in the past, where they'll go to Sheffield Wednesday, win 2-0, and they'll go, why can't we be like such and such? They saw the game out and it was a steady 2-0. We just don't stop scoring. It's bizarre. It's like we don't see the game out. We just keep going, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Mick Kelly, I haven't felt this way since 1967 with Jimmy Hill, the Messiah. Is Frank Lampard the second coming? I hope so. PUSB. Fitness is our strength, says Gavston Legrand. Harry 74. Mark Robbins' post-match interview talking about fatigue and the weather. We are completely different gravy now. This is our year. Ice Chips, do you think Sims would start for most teams we've played against this season? Shows how much strength and depth up front. Probably would, to be fair.
I like this one.
Gavston Legrand, at this rate, we'll win the league, FA Cup and World Cup. Well, we've got as much chance of winning the World Cup as Italy have, that's for sure. Off of Mercia, Blackburn, Pompey, and then Watford after the break. You've got to fancy those three. Well, I do. another 9 points I'm going for. Sky Blue Army, I think a lot of us, what's happening now is down to our new captain. He is a real leader. Having watched and seen his chat with the Silvers, brilliant. What a man he is. That's a great point, isn't it, Terry? Matty Grimes, what a player.
Unbelievable. I mean, I was watching I watched glimpses of the game of Wrexham, the Hollywood Derby, as they call it now. And I didn't even realise Ben Chief was on the pitch. Sounds harsh. I think he did a good job at some points when he was with us, definitely. But Matt Grimes is just a different gravy. He really is. And I mean, definitely the right person for the job for captaincy with, being the spine of the team. And yeah, he just makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's a great player. Great player.
Here's your mate.
Mad Frankie, Kitchen and Thomas seriously improved in the last 4 games. Rushworth has been brilliant. Christianity, we need to buy Carl Rushworth in Jan. Well, we tried to, but the trouble is his price has probably doubled now.
Yeah, that's the problem you got.
Ryan Matthew J. Brighton want to keep him, unfortunately, Christy. Hannity, we tried to buy him in the summer. Exactly. I've just hit 50s, Comical Boxer says. This is possibly the most exciting start to a season I've witnessed. If I was a conspiracy theorist, I'd say it's proof of living in a simulation. How old are you, Ken? You're never 51, sure. You must be older than 51.
Are you talking to me or Comical Boxer?
You, Ken.
I'm not. I didn't comment.
I was just saying, how old are you, really?
I'm in my 50s. I'm going well. I'm not quite as old as you yet, so don't worry. I'm never going to catch you up.
Matt SB, I'm curious to see where expectations are. If I offered you guys 4th or 5th place finish right now, would you take it? It's interesting. Neil Jakes sent me a question about red pill, blue pill. Is it red pill end the season now or something? Or blue pill. Carry on with the season as it is, or blue pill finish in the playoffs or something and end the season. And I sort of went, no, carry on, because I fancy us doing top 2 at the minute. I don't want to be in the playoffs. I can't deal with that again.
No, I think the majority of the fans are the same. We've been there the playoffs the last couple of seasons, and we don't want to go through that again.
Wembley was awful. Stadium of Light that night was awful. You know what I mean? What a horrible night that was, coming back from there, getting in at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
No. Automatics. What do you reckon, Miles?
I'm just going to soak this up. We're top of the league after 9 games. That's just amazing for me. I mean, it's someone. I was trying to keep level-headed last week, and everyone says I've got to start enjoying it. So after yesterday, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this. It's just, I never thought I would see us at top of the table, unbeaten in 9, most goals scored. Even if we get beat at the next game and the teams below us win, we can't drop out the top 2 because of our goal difference. It's dreamland. And if we keep, and there's nothing saying that we can't go and win the next 3, or we can't come away with 7 points out the next 3, because I think Portsmouth is a tricky one, but we've got Watford and we've got Blackburn. So, you've got to be thinking that there's 6 points there, and Portsmouth a draw. I'll take a draw now. And if it carries on, if we go into 12 games and we're unbeaten, what is everyone going to be thinking then? Because it's serious, isn't it, Terry? What do you think, mate?
Yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't take the 4th, 5th if that was the choice. And again, I don't want to do the playoffs again, because it's just an anything can happen situation, isn't it? Look at what Sunderland managed to do at Wembley to turn it around against Sheffield United. Everyone thought, this team has got 90 points or whatever they got. They're gonna ease through it all, and they didn't. And yeah, no, I can't deal with it again. So yeah, we'll have 1st or 2nd. That'll do. Yeah.
What about you, Ken?
Yeah, I think we will. First 1 or 2 we'll end up. And now I think with no reason why we can't go on and win it. But it is early days, and a lot can happen. But I just think we're on the verge of something special, I think. So
it's starting to feel like League One, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't see any team. I haven't seen any team. I don't know if you have. That I'm scared of really this season.
Well, the weird thing is, Ken and Miles, that League One, obviously that was that league start there, but we didn't win until Christmas away from home.
Yeah, Boxing Day, Wickham Wanderers, wasn't it?
Yeah, we won 2 games in a row, didn't we? Away from home. So
Matty Gollan got two hat tricks in the space of 4 days or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we had a really slow start away from home. We're just on fire away from home. I can't wait to go to Wrexham.
Do you know what? I hope we don't wear the. I hope we keep wearing this orange kit away from home, because I swear blind it's the orange kit, because it looks so commanding and it looks
imposing, isn't it? Imposing.
Oh yeah, that's the word, imposing, and it looks fantastic when they're out there. It just looks flipping brilliant, and it looks like you've got 20 players on the pitch, not 11. Or 10 outfield players. It looks so good, and the football that we're playing in it's just so good. Really is. I don't see why they brought out this third kit, because I can't see where we're going to wear it.
I'm thinking that I can't see where they're going to wear it.
They'll probably wear that. They'll probably wear that. They'll wear that against Wrexham, Claudio.
Oh yeah.
They wear sky blue.
Well, no, they've noticed. They're wearing it against Wrexham. I think they're contracted to wear it so many times.
6 times. Got to wear it, I think.
What were you saying, Terry?
I was just saying they can wear it for whatever round. What the FA Cup when that starts, we'll just go out first round in that. That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, that'll do us. That orange kit is brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. They look so good. They look so good.
Dark farts. I blame Clive Eakin. He joined when Cov relegated.
Poor old Clive getting the blame. He's not even here now.
Hey, you imagine it though. First season he's not commentating and we go up.
Yeah. Wow.
Matt Wall, maybe this is just me being pessimistic Cov fan, but I do think November, December could be entirely different months for us. The teams we've faced so far have been pretty average for the league, to be honest. But they've been spread out fixtures, so I disagree with that, actually. Alex Robinson, in terms of longest reigns outside the Premier League, don't forget Swindon and Oldham were also Premier League size many moons ago, so our absence from the EPL hasn't been as long as theirs. That's true.
Yeah, I remember Oldham in the Premier League. Yeah, they were. That's right.
Yeah, Swindon eventually went up, didn't they, after they were... there's a financial irregularities, wasn't there?
Yes.
And they promoted Sunderland instead, put Swindon down to the 3rd tier, then put them back up to the 2nd tier. Bizarre. Craig Robinson, do you think Doug King will bust a gut to sign Rushworth on a permanent deal if he carries on keeping the goals out? So Dovin has real competition for number 1 keeper.
Well, that's not.
Well, we don't have to rush Dovin back now, do we? So
no,
Siram
Bala, which areas do you think the team needs strengthening in the Jan window? Think it would help to have additional midfield cover. Terry, any ideas?
I think obviously a lot of it depends on where we are injury wise, doesn't it? By that point, but at the minute we're not having any concerns considering we've got quite a few injuries already coming through, and players are coming and doing a job. I think it would be nice to see maybe a winger or two. I know obviously we let Raphael go really late on, but Asante's now discovered he can play winger, which is great. I think, obviously, given his freedom, I think he's had now. Whereas when Robbins played him, he kind of forced him to stay out on the wing. Didn't really see him coming in as much. Whereas now, obviously, he interchanges with Hadji quite a lot, and Hadji's so comfortable on the wing as well. But yeah, maybe a winger just in case we see some injuries. Obviously, Mason Clark's already picked up a couple, and yeah, just that'd be probably one of the main areas for me.
Yeah, good comment.
Matt, Ben Shee found his level in Wrexham not good enough to be in our team, I'm afraid. Glad we got him off the books, too injury prone, and hasn't really offered much in the last season or so since his injury came. I think as soon as Matt Grimes arrived, that was his replacement, basically. Ashley Monk, Evening, Ash. I've not seen him for a while. Over the last 10 seasons, 8 teams have scored 15 to 20 goals in the first 7 or 8 games, have been unbeaten in the first 5 or 6 games, have finished top 2. Ash, you can come on again. That's a great stat. I like that. We don't want to break the trend, do we? That'd be so cov, wouldn't it? Blimey, I have to get near the screen for that one. Ads and Kalen. Yeah. Lads, good to see you all. Coventry are a shoe-in for the top 2. Only team, Norwich, who've been faced with that, dominated the game and played proper good football. This league is bang average as well. That's all right then. I'll take a bang average league. As long as you're above average, that's all right then. Ice Chips, given the league position, what happens in the January transfer window? 3 to 4 players or less? And what positions need strengthening? I still think midfielders, because we've got that, the way we play, we probably do need more midfielders now.
Yeah, another midfielder, I think. I'd say striker, but I mean, we're scoring goals for fun, aren't we? So, do we need a striker?
Oh, it wouldn't hurt, would it?
Can't turn around and say we ain't scored enough goals.
No.
I think we've scored 3 less goals than we should have done.
No.
Especially that game against bloody Norwich. Blimey.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, there's loads of comments here, you know.
Dark farts, knowing our luck will be leading the championship and then some catastrophic world event will happen. Yes. King Carlos, so good to see us playing forward instead of sides and back like we used to play. Exactly. Ian Small, Ipswich bench today, Akpom, Clark and Nunes, beware. Rich T, told you weeks ago, unbeaten in away kit. Matt, the orange kit is by far the best away kit for some time. It is impressive on the pitch.
It is. Lee, Terry, Lee Beckett agrees with you, mate.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely.
Trevor Merriman, the foot we played when we were at Birmingham was great, but the foot we are playing now is unbelievable. High level as well. Even though, why take 4th when we can win the league? We are the best team in the league. Definitely think we have the best 11 too. With superb subs, teams fear us. Can't see us losing too many, if any. PUSB, I'm loving this positivity. Sean McLaughlin, 2 playoffs and a semi-final. Don't get me started on the Manx in previous seasons from poor starts. Mick Kelly, Coral Kit is a nightmare for TV cameramen. They struggle with the contrast in the sunshine.
Yeah.
Comical Boxer, talking of commentators, my better half is good friends with Rob Gurney's nephew. I'm still waiting for free VIP tickets, though.
Another member. Thank you very much. Cov
yeah.
Steve 80. Thank you very much indeed. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you can do, but also you can donate $1.99 a month or $4.99, and you get exclusive access, early access to the Sky Blue History podcast with Jim Brown and Claudio. I still haven't put last week's up, mate. Sorry. I need to get that up. I'll get it up.
I've heard that before. Canley Carper. Evening, guys. Please, can you give my dad, John Sullivan from Canley? He's being cared for by his family and palliative care nurse. He can't see the TV, but hopefully he can hear. Thanks. Well, yeah, all the best, mate.
The best wishes for him, yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Gusto Audio, the week we have Ipswich away, followed by midweek trip to Preston, will be a challenge.
There you go.
Matt, is it true we've scored the most in Europe after 9 games as well? I'll have to have a look at that.
I will have a look. Right, we're up to date with the comments. Let me just, before Ken carries on, I've got a few things I want to go through. First of all, if you haven't bought your ticket, no, you don't have to buy the tickets. They're free. Who's put that up? Who's put that up? Get rid of that. If you haven't already got your tickets, please do head over to the link in our description on YouTube, or there is 2 posts that have gone out today on X and Facebook. We have got a live event at the Old Shepherd Thursday, the 16th of October, 7:30. The show starts, and it's the Thursday before we play Blackburn. Come and see us. We'll have a live form. We'll get your Q&A. We'll find out what you think to the start of the season and about how or where the Sky Blues are going to finish. So get over there now, get your tickets. They are free. There's no charge. I'm just doing tickets so I know how many are coming, so I can just make sure we've got enough tables and chairs and things in the area where we're going to be, and that Kieran, the owner, knows how many people are turning up, so he knows what bar staff to put on as well. After the last one at Stag and Ern, it was brilliant. Over 100 people turned up. So please, if you can, just grab yourselves a free ticket. It's absolutely superb. A big shout out as well to Big Travel Coventry City Travel, ccfctravel.co.uk. I went with them yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. We had a brand new Mercedes bus. It had these little Mercedes badges in the seats. It was really, really nice and comfortable. Absolutely superb. Thank you very much for your looking after me yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. If you want any parking as well for any games, head over to coventryparking.co.uk. Right, Ken.
Yeah, I was going to ask the panel about the teams we won about earlier, about teams we feared. For me, probably Southampton and Ipswich are the two that I feared most when we come down, although I'm not 100% that they're going to be up there come the end of the season, to be honest. But we'll ask Terry. Terry, who the clubs you... I mean, we've made a great start. There's no doubt about that. But looking at the table, looking at the clubs, who do you fear now that maybe will make a late run or improve their performances? They're not quite up to scratch at the moment, but are going to be there or thereabouts in the season and put pressure on teams like us.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of playing games at home, I don't think I wouldn't say I'm scared of any team to come to the CBS. However, away sometimes obviously can be a bit more tricky. Stoke obviously having a surprising good start to the season, and I don't think we won away at Stoke last year.
No, first game of the season we lost.
Yeah, so. And, we all hear the cliche of can you do it on a Thursday night at Stoke or whatever it is. So that might be a tricky one. And then probably Bristol City, I think, are looking quite good. Obviously thrashed Sheffield United. Was that first game of the season, I think? And they're looking pretty decent. I mean, they've had 2 losses. But, yeah, I think maybe if they're as hungry this year as they are from last year's finishing the playoffs, but obviously it's just so tight at the moment. Everybody just seems to be drawing apart from us. We're the only team that seems to get a win over the line.
How about Ipswich and Southampton who came down? Do you think they're going to be there or thereabouts?
I mean, if Philogene can come good and stay consistent with his goal scoring, maybe. Southampton don't seem to have done anything particularly special apart from that strange comeback they had against Wrexham, wasn't it? Was that first game of the season as well? Yeah. But yeah, no, I think until I see a team do a low block against us again, and who can play counter-attacking football, I think I'll be surprised to see what style of play is going to beat us, because I think it's going to come down to either the players have a really just off day and they just completely go to pot for whatever reason, or it's another, Norwich where we have 12, shots on target or whatever it was and we just couldn't get it in the net, and they fluke one in somehow and we just can't find a goal. But probably say Stoke away, Bristol City away at the moment. But, things can change drastically in a couple of weeks.
It'd be interesting when we play Middlesbrough as well, wouldn't it? Miles, who do you see as the biggest threats for us? Should we continue our fantastic run?
I think I'm the same as Terry, to be honest. I think at home, I don't see us being threatened very much because of the atmosphere that we're creating at the CBS. The pitch is looking brilliant. The way the games have panned out. We're not playing as many home games at the moment, so it's getting a nice rest on the pitch, ready for the hard winter that we're probably going to get. So at home, I can't see us struggling, to be fair. I think you'll see the odd draw creep in at home. But I think the biggest threat for me is probably, I know we played Leicester away, but it's all about their performance. They're starting to turn a corner now, Leicester. So we've got to see how they go. We'll probably beat them at home anyway, so I ain't worried about that. But I think it's what they do when they're not playing us and the teams around them. I think you're looking at Ipswich now are starting to pick up a bit of pace. Southampton are struggling still. I think they drew again yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. They're picking up a lot of draws and not picking up a lot of wins. So they're stuttering still at the moment. At the beginning of the season, I did say Sheffield United, but at the moment, no, not scared of them now. But then you look at the likes of Preston, who have been a bit of a dark horse. They're in the top 6. So we know what our record's like at Preston. I don't think we'll struggle against Stoke. I think this has been a bit of a fluke for Stoke. I don't know if I think that's just been a bit of a fluke start, to be fair. And Middlesbrough, well, we're sort of their bogey team now, aren't we? So I think it's
they don't fancy playing us, do they? At all?
No, they don't like playing us. So I'm not scared. So I think really Ipswich, Leicester is my biggest fear, and everyone else. I think we will play a key part in maybe picking up some really important wins. I'd love us to go to Preston midweek.
That'd be brilliant.
That's pretty soon, isn't it?
It's not too far away. Yeah, no.
Oh no. Preston's later on in the year, isn't it? I think, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, to be honest, but I know it's midweek. I just want us to break that voodoo. I really do, and that's the one I just, when there's a game, and you think that's the game where we should have really slotted into that position. We slipped up on that game. Like we've said year in, year out, oh, look, if we had only got points there, if we'd only got points there, we'd be there now. And I think that's one game where we have to try and go there and win. If not, we don't lose it, because I think that could be a very key game for us if we are going to keep this position first or second. I think that game is going to be key. And we got Ipswich coming up in December. That's a tricky one. They're probably, that's where I feel about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with the Stoke. I think they'll tail off. I think Leicester, we don't know about the points deduction yet either. That could come into force. We don't know what's going to happen there. But Frank has got good record of breaking hoodoos, hasn't he? He's broke a few hoodoos for us already. So let's hope he does that at Preston. Claudia, who do you see as a threat?
Well, to be honest, I thought Ipswich would be where we are at the minute. So they surprised me that they haven't started so well with the squad they've got. They've got a game in hand. No doubt they'll win that game at Blackburn now, which they were going to lose.
Well,
before the game got abandoned. We should put them 3 points behind us. So it's close. We have to do, and this is what's hard about getting out of the Championship. We've got to do this again. It's the 5th of the season gone now. So the next 9 games, we have to replicate this again. Get at least 18, 19 points, however way we do it. I mean, you may lose a couple, but as long as you keep winning games, it don't matter, does it? We could have lost 2 of the drawn games and win 2 of them, and we'd still be okay points wise. So if we lose any, it doesn't matter as long as we don't draw too many and we're winning games. So Ipswich, I still think, are going to be coming up the table. Sheffield United is a mystery. I mean, they're so far behind, but you look at the squad, you think, my word, what's going on? I can't believe they're not going to turn it round, but it doesn't look like they are they? Not at all. So at the minute, Middlesbrough, I think they might just do a Middlesbrough. I don't know. I didn't fancy them at the start of the season. Top 6, I think I put them in my prediction wise.
Well, we'll have a look at the predictions. Miles will get the predictions up, won't you, Miles? We've got them in there somewhere. I think what we predicted at the start of the season. I think they're on there somewhere. There they go.
We keep putting this up. I'm the only one who ain't got us in there.
So currently,
what about that, Terry? Terry, I'm the only one who ain't got us in there. Look.
To be honest, Miles, when I watched that show, I couldn't believe the words that came out of your mouth when you said we won't finish there. But hopefully you saying that's caused a bit of voodoo, and it'll all go to the right way instead.
There you go. There's a reason behind it, Terry.
Make sure Claudia keeps them WhatsApps coming through before the games, and there's a few little rituals we need to keep doing, and we'll keep winning.
I know I've got to keep saying we're going to lose 2-1.
Yeah.
But we all pretty much went for 2 of the 3 obvious teams, didn't we? That we thought would probably get automatic. So,
and neither of them are sort of playing great, are they? In the minute,
no. So, yeah, it's difficult to say who might be the ones to worry about. But obviously, Ipswich for me, and then the rest. It's all down to us. I think. I'm not bothered.
I'm the one that's got us finishing the highest, I think, now, haven't we? And 3rd, I said on there.
Yeah. I mean, I said we'd creep in, and I thought Leicester would do it because they'll still win enough games, even with the points deduction.
Yeah.
Still Ipswich for me. They're the ones I think will creep up. I'll be amazed if they don't get promoted this season.
Well, they have got a strong squad, haven't they? And they've still got a lot of the players from the season they had in the Premier League last year. So they've only sold a couple, haven't they? They've got the basis of a good squad, so they're going to be thereabouts, I presume. Loads of more comments, I think, coming in.
Oh yeah, loads. Hold on
a sec. Claudia?
I was going to say something. We haven't covered the bloody second half goals yet.
Well, we did talk briefly about the goals with Terry. I told him to pick his.
There's too many goals, Miles. We haven't got time for all these goals every time.
No, we haven't.
I did say my pick was the team goal with Sims. That was my pick of the.
I can't believe you picked that goal over Sakamoto's finish.
It was a good finish.
The commentator said, "Wow."
But I think team-wise, I think the Sims goal was better because there's a lot of players involved in it.
Yeah, I'll let you.
You're obviously going to go for Sakamoto, and Claudia's going to go for Asante, isn't he?
Yeah,
of course.
And Castle Legrand, I should have put a 10 on us getting automatic promotion.
We all should have done.
The opposition must dread playing us and play on the opposition's mind even before the ball is kicked, says Craig Robinson. That's got to be worth a goal head start, surely. Finn, our mentality strength will to win, score, not concede seems different. Frank Lampard and Joe Edwards have spun some magic. Jordan Williams, this is amazing, isn't it? What a time to be a City fan in my band. I've got a Sheffield United fan, a Stoke fan, a Liverpool fan. They all watched me here in Japan and said we look amazing.
That's a shame having a Sheffield United fan with you.
Yeah. Matt Wall, just with regards to what Ken was saying about which teams we should fear, I think Ipswich and maybe Southampton are 2 teams that have players and play styles that could potentially trouble us. Neil Ishman, seems this league is all about mentality. Sheffield United have got nearly the same team that reached 92 points last season. Now they've bottom. Cover basically the same team. Form, fitness, availability is the difference. Canley Carper, thank you guys for your kind words. It means a lot.
No problem.
Ian Small, Foxes and Ipswich have quality. Saints will sack their manager by November. I think we are top 4. We are the best. We are the team to beat. Exactly.
Yep.
Matthew J. Good thing we have had a head start, says Finn. I think Middlesbrough will be our biggest challenge. They see us as a team they need to beat, especially if we are still fighting each other for top 2 spots. Rich T, when we do lose, it will be a test of our character to get back to winning and not collapse. Sure, that won't happen under Frank.
Well, that would be interesting when we do lose, which, we probably will eventually, obviously. Hopefully not. But when we do, the way we bounce back, that's going to be a big factor, isn't it?
You imagine if we go all season, Terry, without losing the game?
Then I would be pinching myself, yeah. That'd be incredible. But, yeah. No, I like you say, can't see us losing in a minute, but the typical COF thing would be to go and lose to a team lower down the league, like we started doing at the end of last season. It will be somebody we don't expect. Yeah, completely out. And we'll get, hopefully, but we'll end up getting thrashed 3-0 or something. But fingers crossed that won't happen, obviously. But yeah, it's just, see if we can break the voodoos of losing those silly games, because if we can stop losing those silly games like we did last season, we will stay clear. And we've just got to pick up the odd points against the teams that are close by, and see those games out where we should clearly be on top.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get this one up.
Alison Berry, Ipswich, if they continue to pick up, not a threat, but how do we deal with Norwich? I think Norwich are nowhere this season. I was looking at Preston. They're 3 points behind us. So they've won. The difference is they've lost the one game, which we've obviously won because we're 5-4. They're 4-4-1. They've only scored 7 goals. We've gone to all that effort to score 27 goals. No, 11 goals. Sorry, they've scored 11 goals. We've scored 27. It's mad, isn't it? So they're obviously scraping little wins, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've only conceded 7. So, hard to break down looking at that. Craig Robinson, Middlesbrough fans already saying they are dreading playing us, looking at the past results when we've played each other. They say we are their bogey team. Certainly are. Kev 380. To get automatic promotion, you need to take 4 points off the other teams in the top 6. You need to win 28 matches as well, I think. Henry Hill was watching the East Anglian derby today. Quality was poor, but especially from Norwich. How do we nearly lose to them? But Ipswich looked very beatable too. We couldn't hit barn door that day, could we?
No.
Lee Beckett got to get to 15 games and 30 points. Sean McLaughlin, we shouldn't fear anyone, to be honest, but tough games, Bristol, Ipswich and Leicester. You know what? If we only get 30 points after 15 games, I'll be disappointed now.
You don't want much, do you?
But, yeah.
No, well, we've raised the bar now, haven't we? We've got to.
I'm looking at 33 points if it's possible. Sean, just read that one. Ciaran Ballard, think Ipswich and Leicester are teams to fear among parachute payment teams. As for non-parachute teams, Preston look dangerous. Already beaten Ipswich and Leicester. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Ryan Matthew J, out of curiosity, if we were to go all season beaten, would the trophy be all gold like the Prem Trophy with Arsenal?
I doubt
has there ever been a team and been beaten in the Championship all season?
Don't think so.
Terry's having a look. Terry's having another look. He's on it. Oh, I like this, Terry. This is great.
Arsenal were unbeaten, weren't they, that league when they won the Championship, but in the Premier League. But I don't know. I'm not sure about the Championship.
Yeah, they went about 49 games in the end, didn't they? Unbeaten, I think, because it carried on to the following season. Paul Stratton. When we were all concerned about the transfer window, it's now obvious that Frank was convinced that his squad was good enough. Coaching and fitness outstanding. Long may it continue. But according to Doug King, and I've heard this from somebody who sits near him and spent time with him. No, not me. They did try to get players in, but they just couldn't get them in. They tried.
Couldn't get them over the line.
Well, we had that suspicion, didn't we? We knew there was something. Letting Rafael go that late in the transfer window, there was obviously something that fell through the last minute.
It's players get advice from agents, and they think, they try and push them in a certain direction, basically, and that's the issue you got a lot of the time. Yeah.
The thing is, it's please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube tonight, and hit the notification button and give us a thumbs up as well, guys. The thing is, it's the end of the day, we've got to leave it to the people that know what they're on about, because we just come on here and chat a load of rubbish sometimes, especially me. And it's we just got to see what comes through the door in January. I was speaking to someone last week, and the aim of the club, they don't want playoffs, they want automatics. So that's what they want. So we just got to wait and see. Here you go. Carry on.
Up Sky Blue says Chippy Dave 1 2 3 4. Can't wait for the next game. I don't fear any team in this league. The thing is, though, with Frank Lampard, we only see the decisions he makes. You don't see the choices he has, and that's the thing with management. If you're running a football team, we just see the decision. We don't know what's happened behind the scenes, do we? At the time, and what choices we have. Yeah, because they're not going to tell you. That's for sure. Ryan Matthew J. Liverpool did it in 1893-94 season. Surprised you don't remember it, Claudia. It would have been. But was there a second? There wasn't a second tier then, though.
Wasn't there?
What did you find out, Terry?
So apparently the 1888-89 season, Preston North End went unbeaten in whatever they said the first edition of the championship. So I don't know if maybe that was the first year there was a second division. I don't know. No,
that's the first.
They won the FA Cup as well in the same season and won the league. Yeah,
that's the first ever. That's like the Premier League now. That's the actual proper first division.
No one's ever done it in the second division. By the look of it.
No, because we entered it the first time, 1920. So we're like one of the first ones to enter what we're in now. But in those days, you only had about 14 teams in the league. So it's,
There you go.
Okay.
Now we are the entertainers, the real of the real of the championship. Players will now be attracted to us.
Let's hope so.
Gabson Legrand, I've just realised that Claudio is white in his tie and it's not as twisted as it looks. Oh, see.
Oh, yeah, it looks twisted, yeah.
I think this is the former player's tie I've got on tonight.
Let's just bring this up again. If you haven't already, please sign up for this. Head over to the description in YouTube. There is a link for tickets for this. It's our Coventry City Fans Forum live at the Old Shepherd, Thursday, 16th of October, 7:30 start. You can get your tickets. We'll put a post out on Facebook tonight and X as well. So the link is in there for the tickets. It is free. So just click the link, book your tickets. It'd be great to see you all down there. And it's the 2 days before the Blackburn game. So we can get your views on what you thought about the first 9 games and where we're going to finish or where we're going to end up towards the next international break. Because we've only got a few games again and we're back at another international break, which is a blooming nightmare. We'll get your say down there and a quiz night as well and raffle as well with some great prizes. Just got to put this up, haven't we, guys?
Oh God, yeah.
There you go. We are the only unbeaten team left in England
after Crystal Palace's defeat at Everton this afternoon.
Yeah, which is good. Who would have thought that? And then the second tier podcast put out this yesterday. Coventry have now set a championship record for the most goals scored after 9 games. They've scored 27 goals, beating the 23 previous goals with their 5-0 win at Hillsborough yesterday. There's a great picture here of Ellis Sims. Look at his face. Absolutely loving life at the moment under Frank Lampard. I will say, Ken, and you, Terry, you've probably seen it after the game. When all the players started walking back, Frank was left a little bit after them. Did you see his little grin, Frank Lampard, when we started singing "We're top of the league"?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, little cheeky grin. Doesn't want to give too much away, but yeah, club's in a happy place, and he's in a happy place.
Yeah, he's loving it, isn't he, Terry? You could see it, couldn't you?
Have we got any goals?
Go on, sorry, Ken.
No, go on, carry on.
I was just going to say, even when it got to the point, the fans were clearly on top, and it was the old Frankie, give us a wave. He turned, give a cheeky little smile and a little wave as well. Yeah. So, he was having fun yesterday, wasn't he?
Have we got any of the footage of the goals, Miles?
Yeah, I'll put them up in just a sec, 2 seconds. But the funniest thing was when we all started singing, everyone wave at Frank Lampard.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all there. The whole of the way we was waving at him.
So good.
It was just ace, wasn't it? It was a brilliant atmosphere yesterday. Absolutely superb. And it was
nice.
Great.
The Sheffield Wednesday manager as well. He's come out because a lot of the managers don't seem to give us credit, but the Sheffield manager come out and said afterwards, says we're the best team they've played against this season. They're superb. So we knew we were going to have a hard day.
Yeah, so. It's nice. I think I've got a couple of things. I don't know which is which video. Shall I just put some of the videos?
Yeah, just shove them on.
And then there's a protest one. We'll put a little bit of that up because I want to talk about Sheffield Wednesday. If you don't, I want to say something about them if you don't mind. When I've shown it. So let's put this one up first. I don't know if there's any swearing in this, so if there is, I apologise now. What a shot. How you can say that ain't the best goal of the day, I don't know.
I just think the team goal of the day was Sims.
That's the best goal of the day. I don't care what you say.
It's a great finish, yeah. No, I'm not putting it away. It's a great finish. No doubt about
that. That was the better version of it. So you didn't hear me swear because that was your video. That was your video, Ken.
Because I was because Martin's right next to you, and he picked up some rather bad language from you, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Wow, that was nice of them, wasn't it?
That was brilliant because nobody expected that. So obviously they've put that on. Which is a nice touch, wasn't it? It's a nice touch.
Yeah, really nice. There was I weren't expecting that. Were you, Terry, when you were there? That was a bit of a surprise.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, everyone kind of got confused and turned around from walking out, and it was great to see as well. I don't know if you noticed, Matty Grimes stopped a few of the players from going down the tunnel, and they stayed and listened to the fans sing it. And as soon as we finished and we were done, they clapped us again. So, and then I don't know if you've seen the unseen thing, but Ben Wilson then does a little a cappella at the end of the video as well, bless him, singing.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even if they don't play it now, we've got no excuse. Everyone knows the words. Just go full a cappella at the end of every game, as long as it's going well, obviously, and everyone's in good spirits. But yeah, we can do it without the music as well, I bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch City Unseen later on. So it was brilliant.
It's a good one.
Here's a young man that really enjoyed that at the end.
Wow.
Look at him.
Nice to see him get involved, yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What's this one? I think this might be the... Oh, that was the team goal, Ken. That was the team
goal. Great team goal. You probably overheard me a little bit saying it there at the time, but yeah, great team goal.
Brilliant.
And you've seen a lot of the Sheffield fans started to leave the stadium then. So,
and then someone's put this up over the weekend.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, It's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
I've seen a few of them going about on TikTok yet.
And our friend Donald. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just want to say as well that it was nice yesterday because we were all there, and at the end of the day, we are top of the league. That's unbelievable, isn't it? It's such a sight.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't when we left, we didn't expect. We obviously topped the league when we left the stadium, but we weren't convinced that Middlesbrough would get beat at Pompey, and they did. So it made a great weekend, didn't it, when that happened?
Yeah, and those 20 goals is just brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
They had to win. That was the key. They had to win, which I was convinced they wouldn't. Yeah,
it's always a difficult place to go to, as we know.
I think we were all saying on the coach that if we win that 12:30 kickoff, that puts so much pressure on Middlesbrough going into that game at Portsmouth. I don't know what you thought, Terry, but I mean, it was literally, because that is such a place to go to try and win down at Portsmouth, because it's a fortress.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they proved that to us last season, didn't they? And I mean, if you look at, Preston's great start, beating Ipswich and Leicester, they went to Pompey and I'm pretty sure they lost. So, going there is no mean feat, and Middlesbrough obviously couldn't deliver the goods like they have been all season so far. So, yeah, great result for us, and hopefully, obviously, we can do the job at Pompey that everyone else can't do.
Yeah, we got to go down there and get a result.
Yeah,
now
we owe them one from last year, don't we? Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's your birthday, so they got to win.
Yeah.
Right, before we finish, because obviously we've gone on quite a long time. I just want to quickly put this up. I want to have a little say on this, if that's all right.
Get him off the bloody pitch!
So that's a bit of the protest yesterday. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to put this to you all. I was, we're Cov fans. We know what it's like. We've been through what they're going through, and I think that our situation wasn't, by the looks of that club, looking from the outside, I think they are in a worse place than we were when we dropped right down to League Two. I believe they are in a really, really bad place. And something needs to be done here, because those fans are suffering. What was the scarves again, Ken? You said that it was gold and black for what was it again?
It was it's 10 years. The gold and black. Basically, it was 10 years when the chairman there. The chairman was there. It's black and gold till we're sold.
That was it.
Yeah, and they want them to sell the club.
Yeah, and I think this club is in a real dark place. They really are, and you can see it. You can feel it when you arrive at the ground with the stewards, with everyone around the ground, ticket people. When you go through the turnstiles, you can feel that club is in a real bad place. And I'm not being funny now. Something needs to be done by the Football League, whoever can help out here, because we know what it's like. We've been there. We were lucky that Sisu paid all the wages. They never missed a payment. They paid everyone their wages. Yes, okay. They took us away from the ground. We went to Northampton, then Birmingham, and we know the story behind the silly egg chasing team. I think Sheffield Wednesday are in a much worse position, and someone from the hierarchy, Football League, EFL, whoever, needs to step in here, because if that's a normal business that is going down the pan, you would have administrators in, you would have everything going in, you would have everything being sorted out, that the owners would be forced out, whatever. Something needs to be done for that football club. And I know we had our issues with them a few seasons ago regarding racism and all that, but no football club and no fan base should have to go through what they've gone through or what they're going through and what we've been through, what Luton went through and Morecambe are going through. No one should be going through that. And I felt really, really bad for them yesterday. It's an awful situation. I don't know what you think, Terry.
Yeah, no, like you said, as soon as you walked into the stadium, you know, I first went out to the stand just to check it out because I hadn't been to Hillsborough before. And the lack of fans taking their seats, you know, to watch their squad warm up, or, you know, the lack of singing throughout the game, you can really tell that it's in a really dark place at the moment. It's not, like you say, no club deserves to be in that situation. And, you know, they've got to do what they can, you know, with the power that the fans have, as little as that is, to get their voice out there and to try and get action taken. Because, like you said, it's strange that there's not some kind of procedure in place for when these things happen to these football clubs. And, you know, it can happen all of a sudden. You know, this has, I don't know if they've had much troubles with this particular owner during the time he's been there, or if it's very recent. I haven't read much into it, but, you know, we don't want to see football teams that end up deteriorating so massively that eventually they're not even a club. You know, look at the situation with Morecambe not too long ago, and they were rescued last minute, and, you know, it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't, and it's such a shame for the fans and, you know, the players that are playing their heart out on the pitch, and at the end of the day, again, they haven't got much to do. And I don't know if it's true, but I've heard rumours that the players have potentially been helping to pay the staff somehow. I don't know if that's true, to try and obviously alleviate that stress from their mind. You know, the people that are working on the bar or in the ticket office, they shouldn't have to be worried about if their monthly wage is coming in. So yeah, it is shocking, and yeah, I'm glad we were behind them as a fan base yesterday and applauding them for, you know, taking whatever action they could possibly do. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But hopefully something gets sorted.
Yeah, I mean, you just mentioned about the singing. I think, I thought that, you know, when we were going through this, Ken, that this sort of situation, the fans, we bonded together and we got the team over the line as a fan base. We were singing week in, week out. We were selling out away games. We were really putting our effort into getting the team back to where we belong. They, like Terry just said, they weren't like that, were they? They sounded like they're defeated. It's over.
Yeah, you get that impression because, you know, a lot of them are very disheartened, aren't they? But they'll keep fighting. Look, they're a big club and they're a massive club, really. I'd go to say they're probably the biggest club in Sheffield because they're bigger than Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, definitely, fan-wise. They always have been in my mind over the years, looking back. And we've got some great memories of that stadium, haven't we, with the FA Cup run and everything. So, but yeah, there's a lot of, it wasn't a great deal of fans that came on, was it? There was a sprinkling of fans that came on, but there was a lot of empty seats there. A lot of people have obviously protested by not going to the games. They're not paying any money into the club. They're not, don't want to give them any money, basically. And that's probably another way of doing it. So maybe the fan base is split. Half are not going to the games, half are just to protest. So, but I think they're a big club and it needs to be sorted. And it's a right mess at the moment and needs to be sorted. You're right, the EFL need to step in and take some sort of action. Whether they can do anything, I'm not sure. But I don't know whether they're going to get punished for yesterday's pitch invasion. It'd be a shame if they get more points deducted, wouldn't it? Because it was only a brief sort of hold up. It wasn't a massive protest. Whether, you know, it was only 6-7 minutes, wasn't it? It wasn't long. So, but yeah, we do feel sorry for them. You know, I think majority of the Cov fans in that stadium yesterday knew where they were coming from because we'd been there ourselves and we've experienced it. So they got a good round of applause off the Cov fans, and all we could do is stand and applaud. Really, that's all we could do, really. But yeah. The EFL, it's up to the EFL. They make a lot of money. The Football League off the television and stuff like that. They should be able to step in and do something about people not getting paid and stuff like that, and take action against the owner, not the fans or not the club itself. The owner that needs to be punished.
Yeah. I mean, they're on about that they might get a points deduction during this international break. If they do that, they're not dragging their feet, but they're dragging their feet when it comes to Leicester.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? So you know, you can't not drag your feet with one club because he ain't paid wages for 5 months out of 7. All of a sudden give them a points deduction, yet Leicester's been going on for 2 seasons and nothing's been done. So if they're going to do something, they've got to play fair here. But I feel really bad for the Sheffield Wednesday at the moment, Claudia. I feel the worst for them, mate, to be honest. Do you?
Yeah, it's interesting about Chansiri. For those who don't know, they're a tuna business. They're, in fact, the largest in the world. Their wealth of the family is probably touching close to 700 million, basically. And I think he bought Sheffield Wednesday for about 40 million. He's since spent 160 million trying to get them into the Premier League, which is frightening the last 10 years. I mean, over 10 years, it's 16 million a year, isn't it? So when you break it down, it doesn't sound that much, really, in real terms, but it's a lot for no return. And the problem is he's trying to get 100 million back, and he won't sell unless he gets that 100 million. But the trouble is, I don't understand why, if they're worth so much, that business, why they're not paying the wages. I mean, he could pay it out of his own pocket, but I suppose he can't do that, can he? Because they're not generating enough money, basically. So it is a bit of a mess. And I remember the other season, I think it was the cup game or the league match before, and I was with Luca. I said, this guy's is egomaniac. He's got his name everywhere around the ground, hasn't he? In the seating, Chansiri, not Sheffield Wednesday or the Owls, Chansiri, all round advertising. It's all about that family business. It's weird. It's like having putting Doug King all around the ground. You think, what's going on here? You know, that for me, that's a bit uncomfortable. It's not even the name of the company, you know. But it's a mess. It's a mess. And for me now, the EFL can only do. Trouble is, he came in. The family's worth 700 million. To the EFL, that looks like a perfect person to come and buy a football club. They're loaded. They've got loads of money. You know. So what do? They can only look at the the books and that and go, yeah, these are all right. But they don't realise what the man's like, do they? And the problem now, I think, lies with the players. The players probably, the only time the EFL are going to step in is if the players say we're not playing because we're not getting paid, which they're quite, they're within their rights to do that. And that's when the EFL will go, hold on a minute, we can't do that because, we'll either kick you out of the league and all the records are expunged and the rest of it. But they don't want to do that because Sheffield Wednesday, as it's been rightly said, are a huge club in English football.
1867, wasn't it, Ken, on the stand?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, really. They're one of the oldest football clubs in the country, and this is what when you look at it and you think, it's such an upset. I know it ain't our team, but it's such an upsetting thing to see. Someone put in the comments earlier, what about Bury? So Bury went under, didn't they, as well? They got kicked out and all that. It's such a horrible thing to see, and it's the fans that are suffering. It's the fans that are suffering the most, because you're following a team that you've followed all your life. Your granddad's followed them, your great granddad's followed them, your dad's followed them, your kids are following them. You're bringing your kids up to watch this club, and all of a sudden it's being ripped away from the community. It's the community, isn't it? I know they're a two-club city, but it's still a community, isn't it? Because they're the north side of the city. And it is really, really hard to see. And it was quite upsetting yesterday to see that. And it's like the fans they've lost all faith with it all. Like there was no, like Terry said, there was no cheering. There was no, like we used to sing it all the time. We used to get behind the boys, and there's nothing. The heart's been ripped out of the club by the sounds of it. It really has.
Yeah. And in this day and age, with all the money around football and TV contracts and stuff like that, there should never be a situation where the players are not getting paid.
No, definitely not.
Let's
get a few more comments.
It's actually worse because he owns the stadium as well. He bought the stadium in 2019 off Sheffield Wednesday, so he owns everything. Yeah, so he could actually just sell the stadium to somebody.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a risk you take with foreign investors, I think, who I I don't know what he thought when he bought them, what he thought he could do, but obviously I think he looked at Leicester City and maybe thought he could do what Leicester did. Yeah. But,
well, we should think ourselves lucky we got Doug King in charge.
Yeah.
Right, let's get some last comments then, because we have gone way over, and I'm sure Terry wants to get off because he's got work tomorrow.
That's all right.
Ian Plimlott, Frank is a winner. He had a fantastic career as a player, and he probably has the drive to win as a manager too. Neil Ishman, we have a good tight squad. Makes me think what we would have been like had we had 2 or 3 quality extra players in during the summer window. I'd like to see 2 or 3 in January, hopefully to add something different. Mad Frankie, this form will hopefully attract potential investors. He's gone a bit posh now, especially as we own the stadium. Unbelievable times. Paul Cuttiford. The new government powers means that the government can now take the club off Shansiri and he gets nothing. But the big problem is that the infrastructure of the club is crashing. But I bet he can't do that in 5 minutes. That's the problem. Remember Bury? They were a big club once.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the comment I've seen.
Mick Kelly, if Wednesday go bust, would the teams that beat them lose the points? They will do. And the teams they beat get 3 points back. What would be the outcome? All the results are just scratched. They just don't exist, basically. Mark R, totally agree. So much sympathy for the Wednesday supporters. You can see from the stadium the mire they're in. I wish they'd taken some cash to have bought a scarf yesterday just as a gesture.
I didn't see the scarves for sale, otherwise I would have probably got them.
Yeah, there was a few around. I noticed there was a couple in the Cov end. I did notice a couple of fans must have bought them from somewhere, but I never
should have got
them.
one really.
Alison Berry, very good point, Miles.
See, I do talk sense sometimes.
EFL can't do a thing about the owner because, like all football clubs, they are run privately. This is why the government can now step in. Christy Hannity, the Prime Minister's dad, was a toolmaker from Sheffield. Mark R, Chansiri has been quite clever. The player have been paid late, but they are getting their wages, but the rest of the staff aren't. The FA rules only cover player not being paid. Sheffield are 3-club city. Sheffield FC are the oldest football club in the world.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know
part
that.
of Hallam, aren't they? They're part of Hallam FC, which is what they are now.
Right.
Right then. Last reminder then.
Is it?
Fans Forum. Yeah, Fans Forum, 16th of October. Get your tickets now. Head over to the link in the description on YouTube or head over to our Facebook and X page. You'll see a link on there I've posted earlier on today. It'd be great to get your tickets in so then I can see what sort of bar staff we need to put on at the Shepherd, which would be great. Got a quiz and raffle for you as well. We are trying to organise something else, which I haven't had the information just yet. But there may be something happening that night that's quite special. Also, don't forget, if you want parking for home and away games, head over to covcovcovcov.co.uk. And if you want travel, Portsmouth away, they're taking bookings now for Portsmouth away, ccfctravel.co.uk. Absolutely superb. And if you're not doing anything on the 31st, if you're not going to Wrexham, but you want to watch the game and come and have a sing and come and have a dance or just dress up in fancy dress, then just come down the Old Shepherd. Yeah, I'm missing the Wrexham game. Thanks, Sky, for moving it. Unbelievable. I couldn't cancel this because this has been booked for 12 months. So, you know what we say about Sky? Up your.
Well, unfortunately, we're probably going to expect a few more being moved now. Going to be top of the league. They were one of all these goals we're scoring. They want us on telly every week, weren't they? That's the problem.
Yeah.
All the attraction. Next show, by the way, Miles, is Thursday, isn't it? Next live show.
Yeah, we're going to do a show Thursday. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we will do a show Thursday. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Why not?
And Claudia, the history podcast. Just reminders.
Recording one with Jim during the week, be through the record breaking.
Yeah,
I think. And we've got one out which it's actually out on Spotify, but it's not yet out on YouTube, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
Terry, give your company a little plug.
Yeah, again, just anyone who's got a local business, needs any help with running your social media, if you need some photos taken, some nice videos, or if you need a new website, anything like that, give us a shout and we'll see what we can do for you.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Mick Kelly
Terry's going to come and record me one night DJing.
Oh, that'd be good. I'd be interested.
What are you doing? What are you doing with your fat fingers?
My fat fingers. I just said Mick Kelly's comment there. I'll just put it up. You can take it off.
Great show again. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thanks. Thanks very much, Terry, for joining us. Did you enjoy it?
No worries. Yeah, no, appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, and thank you, Miles, as normal. We'll see you live on Thursday. I'll be working, unfortunately, this week, so I'm on that afternoon, so I won't be on. Claudio, you'll be on, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be on. And Mick Kelly says, "Can someone steal?" He says, "Can someone steal my ticket for Wrexham?"
Well, Claudio, if we're losing 2-0 at half time, you're gonna have to go home early, I'm afraid.
Oh no, just yes.
And we'll turn around in the second half.
It's only
Mick Kelly can have Claudio's ticket.
I think I'll be going. I think it's one of the only grounds I haven't been to, so I've got to go. It's just one of them things.
Well, I think that's the trouble is there's not going to be many tickets. There's a load of fans in that same situation where they haven't been to Wrexham, and we haven't played them that often. And the only problem is there's only holds 10,000, doesn't it? That's the problem. The ground.
They've got that one stand missing out at the minute, haven't they? So yeah.
So there's going to be a mad scramble for tickets. So
I'll be all right. So
anyway, next, make sure you dress yourself up on Thursday.
Got a club tie. I'll be all right.
Yeah, make yourself get a bit of decent clubber on Thursday, will you, if you can?
I'm going to go and puncture his tyres so he can't get to the coach.
All right. Well, that's about it then, ladies and gents. Everybody listening, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for everybody who's been on. And I'll say our next live show is Thursday. Next live game is, of course, Blackburn at home. So let's hope we can continue to score the goals and get the points in the bag like we have done so far. And the international break, we don't like them, but it's pending, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll give us a bit of time to get the players fit that are injured. And just a last look at the league table. There we go. Yeah, we're going to finish the show. We are top of the...
And also, sorry, Ken, also, the next game before we play Blackburn Rovers is Middlesbrough v Ipswich.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
We've got a really good chance if Middlesbrough cock up to go even further ahead.
Yeah.
There you go. You see, it all starts happening now.
You can't beat the points in the bag. That's what I say. So, anyway, thanks very much. A big Sky Blues, play up Sky Blues, and good night to you all.
Play up Sky Blues. Come on.
We are top of the league, so we are top of the league.
You better
be.
The City's going up.
Thank you very much, everybody.
You're wearing a suit.
Good night.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.